All right, so get ready because we're doing a deep dive into the incredible Bob Wieland.
Bob Wieland, yeah,
This guy,
absolutely.
you sent us a bunch of info on him, a whole stack of articles, and it's obvious right away that it's more than just one big accomplishment.
Right.
This is a whole life, a
Yeah.
lifetime of incredible stuff. I mean,
Right.
we're talking the guy who walked across America on his hands,
Yep.
but also his time with the Green Bay Packers, his world records in bench press.
It's amazing.
There's even a connection to President Reagan.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what really caught my eye.
Yeah.
You know, when I was first looking at all this, was that picture with him and Reagan.
Yeah. Well, let's
Incredible.
start with the walk, though.
Okay.
I mean, because that's kind of what he's known for, right?
It is. I mean,
But
it's
the thing
you hear about.
you hear about
Yeah.
3 years, 8 months, and 6 days to walk across the U.S. on his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting because even knowing like, oh, wow, that took him that long, it still kind of gets presented as like this one singular
Yeah.
triumph, you know?
Yeah, just the fact that he did it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why?
Exactly.
That is
It couldn't have just been
Sort
to
of-
the other side, you know?
Was it about raising awareness for disabled vets?
Absolutely. I think that was a
yeah.
huge part of it.
Okay.
But also you think about like the mental hurdles,
Yeah.
the logistical things, just
Yeah.
every single push-up forward
Oh, my.
for almost 4 years
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
such a testament to resilience. And like, you got to remember that all comes from his experience in Vietnam, losing both his legs in 1969.
Oh, my gosh.
That sets the stage.
Almost impossible
Yeah.
to fathom. Like, that's before we even get into the Iron Man and everything
Yeah,
else.
I know.
Speaking of
That's why.
things that seem impossible,
Yeah.
I got to bring up that he was on. That's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That show.
That show that was all about, like, the extraordinary.
Amazing feats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And to be on a show like that.
Back then,
That's huge.
it was massive. I mean, you're talking about exposure that, like, he couldn't have gotten anywhere else,
Right.
you know? And it really amplified that message of his, beyond what he could have done on his own at that time. And I think
Yeah.
that, that exposure is probably what allowed for him to do later things, like working with the Green Bay Packers.
Right. From 1990 to 1991, he was their strength and motivation coach.
Uh-huh.
And even consulted on strength and flexibility for the whole team.
Wow.
Can you imagine
That's incredible.
being a player and having someone like that
Yeah.
in your corner?
I think it's not even just about the practical advice he could give.
Right.
Although I'm sure that was valuable.
Yeah.
It's like his presence, what that represented.
Right.
This guy faced the unimaginable, and he's not just surviving, he's thriving,
Yeah.
you know? And he's passing that mindset on to these elite athletes, pushing them to go further.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, what kind of techniques do you think he was using?
Oh, man, I don't know, but
Because, you got to think.
his approach had to be unique,
Yeah.
you know?
His
And-
approach to strength and motivation had to be so unique.
yeah, and it's not just with the Packers either.
Right.
This guy, he becomes like this powerhouse of athletic achievement.
Okay.
4-time world record holder in bench press,
Okay.
lifted 507 pounds.
Oh, my God.
Then you got marathons, the Ironman triathlon, which he did without a wheelchair.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No wheelchair
So wheelchair.
for the Iron Man.
I know.
I can barely swim a lap without getting tired.
Right.
And he's doing the Iron Man.
And not just participating, he's excelling.
Hmm.
2001, he wins the world championship in the Clydesdale Triathlon.
Okay, so wait, hold on.
Yeah.
He wins a world championship against
Able-bodied.
both able-bodied
Yeah.
and disabled athletes.
Yeah.
This isn't about overcoming challenges.
No.
This is about
Blowing past them.
crushing it.
Yeah, he's not content with just being good for his circumstances, you know?
Yeah, what does that say about his mindset?
Everything.
No.
I mean, this is Bob Wieland competing at the highest level.
Wow.
And the world took notice.
Yeah.
In 1995, named Most Courageous Man in America by the NFLPA and the Jim Thorpe Foundation a year earlier. People magazine includes him as one of their 6 most amazing Americans in the last 20 years. And then you got the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner named his story one of the top 100 sports stories of the past 100 years.
Wow. Talk about racking up the accolades. It's like everyone was recognizing him for something a little different, but
Yeah.
it's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
He was doing things that people thought were impossible
Right.
and doing them with this incredible spirit that just resonated with everyone.
I think that, speaking of recognition, that photo that you mentioned of Bob with President Reagan,
Oh, yeah.
that's not just a celebrity meet and greet.
Right.
That's a testament to how Bob's story transcended sports
Okay.
and touched like a national nerve.
Yeah.
You know,
We have the photo right here, Bob, with President Reagan inscription reading, "To Bob Wieland, congratulations and best wishes, Ronald Reagan."
wow.
I mean, to have that from a sitting president, what do you think that meant to Bob?
It's like recognition at the highest level. You know,
Yeah.
it's America saying, we see you, we appreciate you, you're one of us.
Yeah.
And that's not even mentioning his title of Spirit of America,
Right.
which kind of sums it all up.
Spirit of America, that's powerful.